With the recent trailer of The Boys, along with the leaked title names for the next season coming, well, the final season, I wanted to try and theorize what could possibly happen in each episode, along with who could potentially die. Now, starting off with 15 inches of sheer dynamite, I think this is going to pick up exactly where Butcher left off. So, Butcher's driving in his car with Kessler. I think we'll get a conversation with Kessler, kind of being like, you need to make more of the soup virus, and Butcher's going to be like, I know exactly where to get it. So, in the car scene, Butcher's going to find Samir, and Butcher will kind of like maybe kidnap Samir again, and they'll both go to Stan Edgar's house, which they'll try and find a deal or negotiate with Stan Edgar to allow them to use the bunker room or the weird lab that he's got in his house and get Samir to make more of the soup virus to potentially kill Homelander. I also think we'll get some information on the prison camps that the rest of the boys will be trapped in, along with A Train and Starlight, along with the rest of the Gen V cast, kind of plotting to break them out of it. I don't think Kimiko will be in the same camp as the boys are in, because it doesn't make sense to have a soup and then the rest of the boys kind of in the same camp. You know, that seems like a recipe for disaster. I don't know why you'd do that. Episode 2 will be the Teenage Kicks, which is a parody of the Teen Titans. So it's versus the Gen V cast, which consists of Elizabeth, Marie, Jordan, Sam, Kate, Emma. And I think this is also where we'll see A Train and Starlight kind of get in to save the rest of the boys. I think this will also be where Marie shows off her Project Odessa kind of rival to Homelander, where she'll kill someone by popping off their head, which will make Homelander nervous, which is why he'd want to look for the first iteration of Compound V that Samir talks about, which, if he's able to get, will make him immortal. Now, episode 3 will be titled Every One of You Sons of Bitches. This is going to be where they reunite with Butcher, and I don't really see them arguing that much. They kind of know that they're in the end game and stuff's gonna go down. So I can kind of see them reuniting with Butcher straight away. And Butcher will be like, we're going all the way. Stop me and I will kill you. And when he means all the way, he does mean all the way. Every soup, he's talking about soup genocide. But the boys will be in such a dire situation, including Starlight and A-Train, that they'll all just kind of be like, okay, fine, we'll go all the way. Every one of you sons of bitches will die. I also kind of think this is where Soldier Boy might be revealed. We can also see Black Noir dying pretty early on. Maybe either A, Soldier Boy doesn't know it's the new Noir and instantly just killed him, or B, New Noir will die in some sort of stupid way, like maybe trying to introduce himself to Soldier Boy, in which Soldier Boy will just instantly kill him as well. Now, episode 4 is titled Through the Heavens Fall, and I think this is more a Firecracker episode. I think this could most likely be the episode that Firecracker is talking to Homelander, and I also believe that she would most likely die. This might also be the scene where we're introduced to the new supernatural character, but yeah, in this episode, most likely Firecracker is dead. I also do believe that Black Noir will die in episode 3. There's not that much of a reason to keep him alive, but I'm not really going to go back on myself. I'm just going to say that he stays alive. Episode 4 will be where Firecracker dies. Episode 5 is titled One Shots, which is where I believe we will see the Deep and Black Noir go against the boys and Gen V, which is where they'll use the soup virus to kill Deep and Noir. I also think at this moment is where the Flight 37 video might get revealed, meaning that Homelander is going to be like, fuck it. But that most likely could happen in episode 6, so it's called King of Hell, so I'm just going to stick with episode 5. The boys use the suit virus to kill Deep and Noir, and Sage kind of initiates the massive plan 2 of her attack. But episode 6, King of Hell, the plan fails, and the Flight 37 video gets leaked. Once the Flight 37 video gets leaked, I think it will be by Ashley. Most likely by Ashley. This is where Homelander decides to just go on a fucking rampage, and he's going to kill every human and literally just take over the world. Which is why we kind of see him in that presidential suite. I think he'll be there with Sage, or he'd be there with Soldier Boy. I can also kind of see the boys using the soup virus to try and kill Sage, but I don't think Sage will die this early on. I think she'll die in episode 7 most likely. So Sage is still alive in King of Hell. Homelander goes on a rampage after the Flight 37 video is leaked by Ashley, and he kills literally everyone in line. He wants all humans dead, basically. And he's smiling at Sage after realizing that he's finally just got what he wanted. Episode 7 is called The Frenchman, the Female, and the Man Called Mother's Milk. I believe this is where the boys will start to get second thoughts. We're talking about soup genocide. Even the soups that don't deserve it, like Kimiko, Starlight, A Train, even Marie Moreau, they will all die with this virus. And Homelander's like, well, no, Butcher will kind of be like, yes, everyone has to go. We're making this shit airborne. Everyone is good dying. So I think Huey will kind of mention Becca, and Homelander will reflexively try and like choke Huey, which is why we kind of have him grabbing Huey in that one scene. I also do believe that this will be where Butcher kills MM, Frenchie, and Kimiko, showing that it's completely at the point of no return and there's no saving for him. So, up to this point, just to reiterate, episode 1 is Butcher and Samir going to Stan Edgar to use his bunker to make more of the virus. Episode 2, we've got Gen V versus the Teenage Kicks, where Marie will kill someone or head pop them, causing Homelander to try and look for the first reiteration of Compound V, figuring out that she's also a Project Odessa. Episode 3 will be the boys reuniting with Butcher, saying that they need to kill every single one of them, no matter what happens, no matter if the virus gets airborne, they are all dying. Episode 4 will be the death of Firecracker. Episode 5 will be the Deep and Noir going against the boys, in which they'll lose, and we will get the Flight 37 video leaked, which is episode 6. Homelander and Sage fully just go on a rampage. Maybe Homelander even kills Sage and quite literally becomes the king of hell, America. Episode 7, Butcher kills Frenchie, Kimiko, and MM after they try and backstab him and try and kill him with the soup virus, which is when we get the final episode. At this point, Ryan has gone into hiding completely. So I think when the government agents are trying to find him, he realizes that it's Homelander that's looking for him. And I think the one scene of Homelander flying through the trees is actually Ryan trying to run away and Homelander chasing after him, which is going to happen immediately. And then we'll get the 1A scene. After the 1A scene, I think we'll get Butcher kind of step in to try and save Ryan, maybe. And we'll get the Homelander v Butcher fight, along with Marie, Kate, and Sam going against Soldier Boy. I think Marie could die, but Soldier Boy would Soldier Boy would die as Sam and Kate are able to finish the job. And I think Butcher will die, and Homelander would. I think Homelander becomes immortal in episode 8, or maybe the one scene where he's shooting the massive laser at his eye next to Soldier Boy. But I think Butcher will die, but not for hitting Homelander with the soup virus. So Homelander becomes immortal. Homelander will hit him with the soup virus, meaning that Homelander's just gone back to who he used to be. He's no longer immortal anymore. It's just kind of taken away the immortality, meaning that we then get Homelander v Ryan, in which Ryan will barely win. I think that's how things would go. So overall, the people dying, most likely from the main cast, is Frenchie, Kimiko, MM, and potentially A Train, and Marie Moreau. The people I see dying on Homelander's side would be Firecracker, Sage, Black Noir, Deep, and Soldier Boy. And that is how I see things going for the final episode and for the entire season of The Boys.